Hello family, welcome to Carolliving. We're still conversing about purpose partnership, and for me I want to really bring it broadly, not just for only your relational partner, but even when you want a business partner, when you want I feel like, I have tried to start businesses with a number of people, and I realized I used to wonder what's wrong, but I realized that sometimes you're just not aligned with your purpose. And I always say the purpose for what you want to do, the alignment is not only for the purpose, the business, it's aligned. How are their lives aligning? How is their family life? That's a huge part aligned to this business. Whenever I was watching this program where these guys are like talking about, I think they were relationship coaches, and these two ladies decided to start coaching for relationship, coaching people so that they can be better partners, understanding that you may be a good person, but you may show up wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You may show up wrong, you may show up ignorant, you may be not attractive, not because you're not a good person, but because you don't know how to show up during the introduction. I can assure you, Yvonne, if you ask someone on day one that, what's your vision?
Yeah,
I'm not so
no. Of course, you can't ask that on the first date, no.
So there is etiquette on relationship that it's a whole another topic. But I'm just going to break it and we share something about all you meal lovers. We have this stuffed, I'm going to just say stuffed eggs. Eggs are a big breakfast staple for many. Yvonne, let's talk about what are your favorite dishes on breakfast?
I love milk tea.
Three.
Milk tea, bread, popcorns with.
You like have the time to like wake up in the morning before you want to make popcorns, or like?
No, I make them before the morning. I have them ready. Just make them in the night, preserve them for the next morning. Yeah.
You're
popcorns.
You're exemplifying bread lovers. I thought it was only babies in my house.
No, I love bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. We are egg people in my household, so a lot of egg things. Honestly, I remember, I think I cook omelets every single day of my year for my family. For this stuffed, it's basically a stuffed egg dish. I don't want complicated. There's a whole name on where I may see some pictures, but it's just stuffed eggs. So we have this Irish. This Irish actually was grilled Irish. They were leftover. They were just leftover. I said, you know what? Instead of just leaving them, I'm gonna heat them up, warm them up, and then repurpose them into some other dish. So I just basically warmed the Irish. I buttered this dish. It was a new dish. Buttered it, like some little butter and little olive oil. I used my brush. I want to show you. Just kind of do that of the butter over the dish. And then I mixed my eggs, like basically eggs, some spicing. I always put turmeric. I put some black pepper. I put some cinnamon, some cardamom, just a little to just get it out of just the normal egg mix. And then I put some vegetables. I put this one. I put sukuma, which is more like kale for many. I put some oatmeal, parsley, for even parsley can work. Oatmeal, and then I put also some. It was mint. A few mint go slow.
What are these purplish things I'm seeing?
These are onions, basically.
Onions.
They are onions. I just take the onions. Then I put in my onions.
Okay.
You stuff the grains with the onions and a little bit of spicing, some salt to taste. As you have your vegetables here, the green things, I call the green, the stuffed, the spice stuffed eggs, and then you have your Irish. So you start your layering process. You layer a few Irishes down, the pieces, small pieces like wedges. You pour in some egg, you put the vegetables on top, you layer again. Sometimes you do it twice and the layers are in, but end with the egg layer because you want it to be covered in and so that it bakes. And then put in an oven for on 150 degrees centigrade, or just imagine heat, which is 150 degrees. Boiling water is at 100, so imagine what 150, so a little bit more heat. And then bake it in about 30 minutes. It should be ready. Really, 150 is really moderate. So in about 30 minutes it's ready, and you're good to go. Now this can be frozen, and it's just like a cake. So you can cut it and add salads on it. You can cut it and take it with tea. For me, it's always it's more like the base. So you can cut it and add to anything: tea, coffee. My kids love really heavy eating, so this works for me. I live in a household whereby we're not used to eating just like plain things. It has to be like stuffed. If it's a bun, it's a burger. Like we roast it with some olive oil on both sides, and then do maybe like an omelette, and then we put inside. Or can't even add some beans in there. We just get creative. So we are sharing our breakfast dishes.
When I look at your kitchen, it just makes me love cooking. I see it's well stocked. Yeah, you have everything in order. Everything is in its place. So really it just gives me that passion to love cooking. I see everything is the spices.
Don't make me blush.
Yes. Yeah, you're gonna make me love to cook.
All I know is
I'll come for lessons.
There's a trick in recently I was hosting friends over, and they told me, how come you're a very busy career person and you have time to do all this stuff? I said, I love to cook. When you love to cook, you'll always find. I always say that when you love something, it shows. And I'm not saying like when I'm doing it, it's not like I'm just like I'm intentional. But I'm like I put things together in my kitchen to ease in our interactions. It's an open space, so you interact with my family, with my visitors, and because it's an open space, in a way you're always on your A game. I always say most of these dishes, I know where they are, and I use it and put it back. Like even I always tell my people, the cups, this is the arrangement. And like these dishes, I'm like, they're the three. You know how they are paired in threes? They look good paired in threes, not like stuffing two big ones there. And the space constraint. You know, you find you may not be able to carry those two big jugs, but you can carry a medium, a small, and in the space. So it's kind of, but also I like the triangle. The sink is over here, the storage is over here, the cooking is over here. So my movement is just, and that's in construction, in design, it's always the triangle. It's like a house management triangle. You always make sure the fridge, the sink, the cooking area, and storage are within. Think about how much time we waste. You call your son, God bring for me salt. They run. Like, you can fetch for me some water and you bring it outside. You can make a simple meal and then it becomes a real job, just an event. Something that will take 1 hour takes 4 hours. So it's a way of managing time. Yeah, we make great meals over here. We enjoy great, amazing. We're going to go back to our talk, Papa's partner. This is me being purposeful with my family partnerships. We are partners in having a good life with my family. So intentionality, right over here.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
So I was just saying, how are we intentional in I'm just going to, what is your experience with the gentlemen you meet sometimes? I want to say, I think ladies, many times the question, what's your vision? It's very common. Very many women want to know where, for the sake of stability and trusting someone, security. And when I speak security, let's unpack security. People think that security is like, oh my God, I have a car, I have money, I have all this maybe property, I have land. What do you think security for you is? For me, I always say many times many guys have put it wrong when it comes to security. For women, what for you? What would be the security?
I think it's someone being able to walk the journey with you, to stand with you in times of need. Because so many times, yes, you have that car, you have everything that you need, but will that person show up for you when you need them? So to me, I think security is about someone showing up for you when you need them, at the time you need them. Sometimes even when you don't need them. If that person is really purposeful and intentional, they will know, oh, Carol is not fine. I think something is wrong, and they'll make sure they will make sure that Carol is safe, Carol is well, Carol is on the right track, and all that. And I really want to thank God. I think I'm headed in that direction of having a purposeful partner. Yeah, so he's so intentional about my growth, my vision, because he holds me accountable. He's like, how far with this? How has it reached? How are you doing it? Which support do you need from me? How are you gonna execute this? Do you think this will work? Why don't you try this? And so I really think that is security enough for me.
Okay, so now the question is, it sounds so intellectual. It sounds like these guys have really intellectual conversation. Now the issue, you know, like someone's like, that's only someone you're being too serious.
No.
My question is like, did you just meet him and off that who he was, or was there a growth curve of like we met and we vibrated at certain frequencies in a way that we now slowly learned who we are and what support we need?
Yeah, of course, we met. It wasn't like really meet and boom. Yeah, it's a process really. So we met, we discussed. So what do you do? What do you think you would want to do in future? Where is your passion? Like, because that's the most important thing. I need to understand your passion, because sometimes when you get to know someone's passion, it helps you, it guides you on how to deal with the person. Yeah, what do you like? What are your hobbies? Most people skip that bit, but it's also important.
The connection point.
Yeah, so it was a process. I'm not going to say that it was here we are boom. You know, it was a process, talking through things, sharing. Okay, this is what I want, this is who I want to be, this is my passion, this is my vision. And yeah, the person would be like, okay, that's your purpose, that's your vision, how do you think you're going to achieve it? Why do you think it's your passion? Yeah, because it got to that level.
It's just a dream.
Yeah, why do you think it's your passion and all that? So it was really a process. It wasn't like wake up one morning and boom. Yeah,
should we continue? The light is gonna... Okay, I was thinking when you're talking, I was just I was showing, I was like a sponge consuming, getting educated even at my old age, but getting educated. I was thinking, how do you know how to support his purpose?
Yeah, I tried. No, not fully, but at least I tried.
I tried because I feel like very many guys and I have had this.
No, I tried.
Very good. Like ladies want us to give 80. But do they even know what they're giving us? And I'm going to say like physical intimacy and in the modern day, yes, you can connect on that level. And sometimes I feel like a stereotyping has, as long as you show up physically for a guy, you bring your A game, that is it. And then then I'm like, may I show up? I give birth to babies. I leave.
No. Emotional support has to be there. Intellectual support.
Yes.
Has to be a 360 always.
So how does a lady equip themselves to be a better partner for their partner? I'm going to speak for women because I cannot speak how does a man. I wish I could ask a man. Men, you're coming to this show, I'll ask you that question. How does a lady equip themselves to be like, I can actually be a support to this human being that grew up from a different background, that is aiming for the sky, or sometimes they are not so ambitious actually. How does a lady equip themselves to just be like, I could actually be a better partner to this person?
First of all, you need to understand the person you're connected to, or you're connected
understand
with.
What? Let's
like you need to know them, who they are, what they like, the likes and dislikes and all that. That really helps you a lot. And try to relate, try to understand them. Like sometimes you have to be provocative, pose challenging things and you see their reaction to the challenging things you've posed to them. Like give them tasks to see, okay, if this is the task I've given them, this is their response, this is their reaction, this is their support. Create things. Also educate yourself. Like you said, there are mentors out there. I'm here. Read, literature is available, the website is available. So you literally have to educate yourself, you have to read, you have to learn, but most importantly, understand that person that you're with, their likes, their dislikes, their background. By the way, background check is very important. Most people
I know.
Background check is very important.
So how did you check your background? Just let me not tell people more. But what would that look like? What does it look like? Like what I'm just saying, you ask about them, ask about their friends.
How many kids? Like simple questions for starters. How many kids are you? Were your parents married? What number in your family? Are you the first child? Because most times people have stereotypes, firstborns and all that.
Yes.
Are you the firstborn? The education background, which schools did you go to? The university, which course did you do? What's your passion? What's your profession? How would you like to see this thing happen in your life? How do you want it to grow and all that? How did you manage this background? And in that conversation, someone brings up their family background. Oh, when I was young, my dad used to do this, my mom used to do this, and sometimes that's an highlighter of the person you're trying to connect with. So
now the background is black, like it's really bad. It's hard.
There's really nothing.
No, like it's not like black, but it's filled with pain,
Yeah.
It filled with disappointment, with loss. I met someone who was just like, I struggle with depression, and I was intrigued to ask them, what does your what she's a very smart young lady with the first class in her set. But I'm like, what fuels a space of you're depressed when the world could look at you as an achiever?
Yeah.
And many people out there, they looked at as achievers.
So
they're
happy.
killing it in their academics, they're killing it in their career. But inwardly, there's a lot that they're dealing with that could even cause them to crumble at any time. How do you I'm thinking, what background gets to be the right background?
I think there is no formula to that, but you just have to create a safe environment for that person.
Yes.
Create an environment where someone feels, okay, I am safe with Carol, I can confide in Carol, I can share in Carol. So it all starts with the environment. If someone feels the environment they're in is safe, trust me, they will open up before you even ask. Though many times, us ladies, sometimes we are really we get so personal, we focus on us than the other person. Sometimes they're even telling you and you're not listening, but I'm a very attentive listener, because I really like to know the person I'm going to deal with and all that, because I know I want to know how I'm going to work with that person, to walk the journey with them, how I can support them, what kind of environment do they need because if someone is from that background of reject, hate, and pain and all that, that person needs time. You give them time, you create a safe environment. They need assurance, you keep on giving them assurance, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay.
How are you misunderstood?
Like,
how are you misunderstood in that space?
As the ladies.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do that, people think, this chick is too soft, she's maybe desperate, or but most times, especially me, whatever I do for someone, I do it in a place of love, out of love. Like I do things for people, and sometimes people think they abused me, but I really don't care, because I did it out of a place of love. So basically, I was sharing my mentorship energy. So people think that when you create that environment, when you go out there and you want them, like you're desperate, you want them, you're too soft, you're easy to get and all that. But that's how we are. Sometimes some of us are wired like that. That's how we are created to ooze love to people that we feel need love out there.
Sapiosexual. Have you heard of that word?
Yeah.
Sapiosexual. I say that is a very big term, and we shall come back to it. But sapiosexual, nothing about sex as physical something, but just like some of us we are intrigued with intellectual conversation, the ability to go in depth. And I know sometimes, for me, I've met people that get uncomfortable, and I understand they get uncomfortable, but I'm able to also say, I'm able to decipher that maybe this person may not be comfortable, and either I find how I get out of making them uncomfortable, but also misunderstood. When you talk to a guy, it feels like it's bonding to you that way. Sometimes, oh my God, you get a lot of unnecessary misunderstanding.
When you thinking you're really in that direction, and you're just trying to create a safe environment for them to recover from the pain that they really experience. But me, when I love.
But the big person in me, and as we conclude and we'll continue, the big person in me knows that I think maturity, when I used to be young, I was a kameni. But now that I've grown, there is a line of wisdom. Sometimes, because we know that this way of behavior, or this way we are aware, can lead someone on, I think wisdom will say that, this one, I think you should be able to decipher this person is going, I see their mind is going this direction, and I need to discourage it, and just like, hey, you may not be able to address it, because sometimes addressing is not as easy without hurting people's feelings, but you can discourage, like, this one where they're headed is just not right. But also I found that people don't share their purposes anyhow. I feel like people share from a place of safety, and that's the security we speak about. Feeling safe for a lady, for many reasonable people. Let me clarify, and I know many ladies are going to say, I'm putting up my hand.
Yeah.
Is the feeling that you're going to be this person today, tomorrow, the future,
forever.
If you change, it's going to be you're growing in age, you've grown in the good act. Your challenge, possibly we are adopting slowly and continuously having conversations, but you don't expect, like, sometimes I feel like, man, give 300%, and then once you're married, they pull it out of under you. It's like a carpet has been pulled off under you, and then you're like, okay, it's like you're unbalanced, and then you have to start adopting to new things. It's very destabilizing, I'm telling you. I know sometimes the urge to win, the thrill of the chase is amazing. They just, want to, but I also say that consistency, like, you rather do smaller things consistently than do big things and it's once in a lifetime. Like, honestly, for me, I lean into consistency, and when someone is not consistent, already my triggering goes into this person. I can't trust them. If I can't trust them, if they're not consistent, it's hard. So security in a special relationship. I also agree that sometimes security is financial security, material security. You have a car, we'll have kids, we'll be able to have a family car to move. You have a home, we will not start from scratch. It provides security. We're not going to belittle what that does. But sometimes you realize now we are moving in an age whereby so very many women are working and they're able to even deliver these things to them. To themselves. Am I saying belittle the provision hand of a guy and they feel like they're driven by God? No. Appreciate it. Be appreciative. Recognize that people work hard to deliver to you this lifestyle, and it takes sweat, tears, okay? However, also men, understand that, man, if you find a lady who can buy herself a meal, an ordinary meal, and take care of herself, sometimes it's good to have conversation around what's that you think that will tick for her, or what's that will tick for him. Ladies, probe. Very many guys are not like freely giving this information. You may have to probe some more and understand. Will you always be successful? No. Someone told me, we are naturals, we're constantly trying to change people. Understand what you can nurture, understand what is unchangeable. You will just know. Understand what's natural, but know that if I'm aligning myself to this person, they can change, this they won't change. I met a friend who was trying to make a conscious decision to be, they love this person was giving them everything, like money, giving them great treatments, like financially, big outings, but then this person was just fluid sexually, like they didn't think it's bad to sleep with more than her. And I remember she painfully just said, you know what, it was so hard. For me, I felt like this was maybe my good chance. But once he was fluid and he wasn't taking it serious, like, no, men, we can step aside.
What people say, asking ladies, what do you bring to the table? And the lady says, I am the table. That is not
I am the table. We are coming back to you. Bye. We are the kitchen table. We are the table. Thank you so much for listening. Join us in the conversation below. Join us in the comments. Keep at Carolliving and support Hallmarks. Visit their social media platforms that we are posting under these videos, and just go support them. And you can just come and visit and engage and see how you can better be supported if it's something for you. Now, there is no harm in actually coming and checking it out and see the conversation. Keep it at Carolliving. We are coming back with more.